9.9 direct variation. I can determine and find direct variations.
Raghav, we cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Direct variation, we're literally talking about proportions, right?
Yes.
So the x's and the y's are changing proportionally, right?
Yes.
The inputs and the outputs are changing proportionally, which is basically what the rest of that long definition says. What is the constant of proportionality when doing direct variation?
Slope.
Slope. And then for slope, we usually know slope as the letter M, right?
Yes.
Okay, but slope with direct variation is the letter
K.
K. Okay, so if you slide down to number 2, y equals kx, that is direct variation. Notice there is no y-intercept. Why is there no y-intercept? Can someone explain why there is no y-intercept with direct variation, Tate?
Because if the y-intercept was anything but 0, then it wouldn't be direct variation.
We would not be varying directly if the y-intercept was anything but 0, right? So it has to be 0, therefore the formula for direct variation is y equals kx, which we could liken it to, we could liken it to y equals, so this really is the same as y equals mx plus b, but what's b always going to be?
0.
B has to be 0, right? So the k is the slope, it is also the constant of proportionality is the fancy word for direct variation, right? Okay. Number 4, that's not direct variation because why? 4a, I'm sorry, is not direct variation because why, everybody? Because why? The y-intercept is not 0, it's negative 2. Is this direct variation letter B?
Yes.
What's the y-intercept?
0.
It's not there, so it's 0, right? Letter C, is that direct variation?
No.
No, in a couple of ways we proved it. It got a little bit more complex, is we just did an input-output table, right? If you plug in 1 for x, you get 1 for y. If you plug in 2 for x, you get 3 for y. Do these vary directly?
No.
How do you get from 1 to 1? What do you multiply by?
1.
How do you get from 2 to 3? Do you multiply by 1? No, so they're not varying directly, right? And then the other way, I think Luke came up with this, is he just converted it into a slope-intercept equation. And do we have a y-intercept?
Yes.
So he used algebra to do so. Letter D is very similar. We use input and output tables. We are varying directly. To get from 2 to 4, we multiply by 2. To get from 3 to 6, we multiply by 2. All is good there, right?
Yes.
And then we also convert it into just simple slope-intercept, or y equals kx, and it works. Is that direct variation?
No.
Why?
Y-intercept.
In order for it to be direct variation, that line has to go through the origin, right? And it does not. So it has a y-intercept. How about number 6? Is that direct variation?
Yes.
Because it goes through the,
Origin.
and then the last thing, this equation would be y equals 4x. The 4 is the slope. Rise of 4, run of,
1.
rise of 4, run of.
1.
Make sense? Questions?